This shit is not rewarding. I do not feel important. I want to see some scratch from the shit that I'm recording. And seeing that I'm recording this video right now, this is a prime example of these exact lyrics. When I'm doing these videos, I always try to gear them towards something I'm interested in. Because I never want it to be about just making something for the sake of making money or getting clout for making it, coming lit or for making this stuff famous, whatever you want to call it. Because I think in that case, I become almost a slave to recording videos. And that's not why I'm in this YouTube thing for. And I feel like it's very hard because I think when I'm really looking at many people that make YouTubes, I'm like, do you either, in a lot of senses, like you either make it because you really like making videos, or you have an end goal, which is somehow to promote a business, to promote yourself, promote something that you could sell, make money off of. I guess in the end, make money in some way or monetize in some way. And for me, it's kind of like a middle ground. I only ever want to do things that I enjoy doing, but at the end of the day, I know I still need to see some scratch from this that I'm recording in order to continue doing it. So it's almost like a double whammy where I find myself often conflicted because I want to make things that I enjoy, and hopefully whoever watches this enjoys it too. But at the same time, I try to think of, or I feel like I have to think of ways and video ideas that people will resonate with, even if it's not 100% aligned with maybe what I want to do. I'll always try to get it to a 70, at least a 70, above 50% in terms of how much I enjoy doing it. But I often get caught in that trap, or at least the thought of that trap of like, what are the people who are watching this gonna want to see? And it's a very dangerous game to play because it does get to a certain point where it's like, I could put this video out and it gets like -1 views. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, that makes me feel very not important or unimportant. And the idea of not seeing any like views, any likes, or any comments, that's the idea of like not feeling rewarded for what I'm doing. But I think the takeaway I really get is like the feeling of really enjoying what you're doing should at the end of the day be more valuable, or you have to find a way for that to feel more valuable than seeing back some scratch, aka some type of benefit or return on your investment of putting these videos out. And it's a really hard concept, but I do feel like in order to even make these videos, I have to have some type of energy, something that energizes me to make them. And I think the only thing that I can do to continue putting out these videos and even having the chance to see some scratch is to keep in mind what I enjoy, what I'm into, and what just feels natural and real to me. Because making a video just for the sake of trying to see some type of money or some type of love from the people who are watching it, that's a scary game to play. So for me, my real advice to myself and like you is really like figure out what you really like, experiment with a bunch of things. And for me, that's what I've been doing with these videos. Like I think I have like 100+ videos at this point. They're all over the place. But really with me, I'm just trying to find that engine where it's like when I make these videos, I feel energized. I'm not coming to them like, oh man, I gotta make another video because I'm trying to make it. It's like really going through those 100 or so videos. It's really starting to slowly, it still takes some time, but it's slowly showing me like, all right, I kind of like doing this. Or when I'm about to start pressing record and I'm about to talk about this, I don't really feel that. I don't really feel energized to do it. So my real thing is like, a real lesson I'm taking from this is go experiment. Go really find what you like to do. Even if it takes you 1,000,000, that's a lot of shots. It takes you a bunch of shots, go take them. You'll learn what you like and dislike. but the only way you'll be able to do that is from experimenting. If you do want to see some scratch from it, like if that's really your end goal, you want to see some money from this content stuff, you really are gonna have to put out a lot of videos anyways. So you might as well put out a bunch of duds or like fails, whatever you want to call them, in order to see that one where you're like, yo, I can make this forever. And this is not just about videos. This is about anything that you make, anything you produce from yourself, an idea that you have and making it real. It's find those things that you really like and learn yourself. Like that's really the process of me making videos. I'm trying to learn myself. What do I like? Because I can have an idea of like, oh, I really love music. Like I'm big on music. That's why I'm doing this whole like music theme thing. But I also like to I like to find life hacks or life lessons, like anything you could use to kind of change your mindset. So like in my kind of journey right now is like trying to find a way where I can bring these two worlds together and they can coexist. That's really my end goal. I feel like I'm not fully there yet, but I feel like I'm getting closer. Like if you watch any of my past videos, like you'll see like I'm there, but it's like I'm like the progress is starting to kind of show, but it's like I still have a long way to go. But it's a continuous learning process. It doesn't end. Like learning yourself and just like being more self-aware, that process never ends. It continues forever. And that's why self-improvement is a very shaky subject, because I feel as though self-improvement is like there's no end goal to it. It's like it's a continue. You'll never get to that 100%. You're gonna just keep going until you start to feel more comfortable. It's like in the gym. You don't just go to the gym and then I'm gonna get big-ish and then just stop. You know what I mean? It's like, nah, you get big, but then you gotta maintain, or whatever your goal is. It's like you get to a maintenance point where it's like you may have the goal of like, yo, I just want to keep getting bigger and bigger. You could do that, but there's never no end goal of biggest. You know what I mean? Because you could always maybe get a little bit bigger, or whatever your goal is. So there's really no end goal of getting to that 100%. You just keep going. So it's really finding that place of like thinking for your body. Like I'm at a place in my body where I'm like, all right, I'm cool with this. I like this body. Like, you know what I mean? It could be a little bit better, of course. Like we always have these aspiring goals, but I'm happy here. How can I maintain? And instead of trying to get 5% better every day, now it's like I'm just trying to gain. Instead of trying to gain, like for example, like gain or lose a pound every year, or every few months, it's like all right, instead of every few months I want to gain a pound. I'm just for like 1 year now, I'm gonna push it. Like every 1 year I'll try to gain a pound or lose a pound, whatever it is. That's my new goal, because I'm slowing back. I found some type of contentment. I'm not 100%, but it's like I'm at like an 80 or 90, you know what I mean? And I think that's the same thing with like finding, whenever you're doing something that you're trying to pursue, is finding the things that you like, and then finding that realm where you feel, not getting comfortable, but finding that place where it's like, this is my zone. This is where I'm starting to like it, or feel comfortable here. And comfortable is not the best word, but like I'm starting to feel a sense of satisfaction here, where I feel like I belong in this zone, and I'm gonna continue to try to elevate, but now I know this is where I wanna be. And I feel like I'm digressing or kind of moving away from the subject a little bit of like the song itself. But I think when you start to feel like what you're doing is not rewarding or it's not important, I think it's because you're not aligned with what you want to be doing. You're not doing it for you. You may be doing it for the people who are watching, or who are consuming. Do it for you. Find what you like and really stick to that. Once you find what you like, I promise you there's people out there that like what you like. And I'm saying that not even sure who those people are for me. But it's like I have to learn what I like first, and then I know I could do best I'm gonna be motivated by when I know what I like, I'm gonna be motivated to do more of that. And when you're motivated, it's way easier, I think, in my opinion, to do things that you like and truly feel are natural to you. It's easier to crank that out rather than something that you know works, but you're gonna be miserable doing it. So my real advice this here is like, yeah, we can all get to that scratch. We all gotta see scratch with something, especially when you're trying to do kind of what I'm trying to do. Is like, I'm trying to make my lifestyle my form of work or job, career. I always use these words. I look at first, a job is just something you do just for money, straight up. Like I look at work and job as the same thing, but career, I look at that, and I'm getting on a side tangent again, but I look at it as a career, something that it's not necessarily a lifestyle, like it's entangled, but it's something where it's like you are putting yourself into it more for the satisfaction of fulfillment rather than just to fulfill your to fill your pockets. You know what I'm saying? So kind of little distinctions like that really get me to think about something like this. But I'm getting definitely off topic, but really what I want to say with all of this is find that thing that really just gets you going. And the only way you can find that thing that gets you going is to get going. Start doing stuff, start experimenting with stuff. Even if it's something that you kind of have like a 2% interest in, check it out, because you don't want to go down the line of doing something where it's like, man, this is cool, but I wish I would have tried that thing that I didn't think I would see some scratch from. You know what I mean? That could be that thing you're 2% interested in, like, or vice versa, whatever. But I think for me, I really want to put this out there of just like try new things, try a lot of things, and the end goal is not to see the scratch. It's to see what you're into, see what drives you, what brings you energy. And I think that'll bring the scratch to you rather than you trying to scope out the scratch. And I keep using the word scratch like everybody knows what I mean. Finding that monetary or value. If you just go out there and find yourself, find what you're into, find what you like, find what makes you feel alive and fulfilled, that scratch will come to you. And then you'll start to feel rewarded by the idea of like, money is unlimited, of course, like there's a bunch of it, but money can only do so much for your happiness. It gets to a point where it's like, yo, I can have $1 billion. I'm saying this with not even having that much money, but you hear stories and you can kind of just imagine like, you can have all the money in the world, but if you've done everything with that money and you still sit at the end of the day and say like, man, I'm still not happy. Like happiness that's true abundance. You can never run out of happiness. You could run out of money, you can make it back too, but you could always run out of money. Happiness is always there for you. And it's something where once you start to feel that idea of knowing that you have true happiness and just being able to do something that you love, like say for example, you're making videos and you just really like making videos and you feel rewarded from that. Imagine that. You have the potential to do that for free and feel rewarded. Because at the end of the day, when you start to see money, start to see some scratch, that money comes in, but it does not necessarily guarantee that it's going to bring you a source of happiness. Money alone will not do that. It can help, but it will not do that on its own. So you got to find something that makes you feel rewarded and makes you feel important. And the only way, like I said, I'm repeating myself, I'm like a scratch record. You have to find those things that really energize you. And if it's not making videos, man, there's many different ways to do different things. You don't have to be a content creator just for it. And there's many different ways to do this content creation thing. And I've been trying it. I've done videos where I don't talk and I just put text on the screen. And I don't know if I like it or not, but I know it's just experimenting to find what I like and don't like, because you will not know until you try. So try these things out that I'm talking about. See if it works for you. And hopefully by just experimenting and just taking these words that I'm saying, I have no proof to say if they'll work or not, but I think really think about what I'm saying here and just try to find a way to find those things that make you feel rewarded, make you feel important. Because focusing just on that money at the end of the day, that's not going to do it. So get out there, do your thing, and find out more about yourself. And that scratch will find you. So that's all I got. Thank you.